All right. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight is going to be an incredible night. If you're watching the recording, then hopefully you're watching this recording even maybe 6 months from now. We are actually recording this on February 19th of 2026 because we want to help you impact thousands upon thousands of lives with this incredible technology called the X39. And so my name is Brittany Francis. I'm going to be one of your hosts this evening. And then I actually have Executive Director John Hinckley on as well. And we are going to tag team tonight. We're going to be discussing this technology. If you do not know my story, very, very quickly so that you understand that this is absolutely doable for anybody. My life, my heart is ministry. I jumped into this technology 2 years ago, and my husband owned dealerships. He was going to have to move and move our family, and we were introduced to this technology. And I really quickly realized that this technology was the most prolific regenerative technology of our lifetime. And so I made a decision that in the first year, we were going to be able to get my husband home and we were going to be able to get out of the car business. And it was a God thing. We just were so excited. We shared this technology. And really, tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a very quick roadmap as to how we did that. And so that if your heart is to either change lives in an incredible way, this is going to do that. If your heart is to change lives and to run and to make an income, then we're going to help you do that. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to share my screen, and John Hinckley and I are going to come in together and really help you understand the fast start basics of LifeWave. Now, leaders, if you are watching this, this is how you're going to basically, you are going to really learn to just memorize this, because even if you've enrolled one person, you're a leader. And so we want to help every single person that jumps into this technology win. And I'm going to address the elephant in the room because I know John is as well. I've never done a direct sales business, and direct sales can look very, very ugly or it can look very, very beautiful. And our job in the top tier organization is to make this be a very, very beautiful thing where somebody can come in, create an incredible income, have a future of freedom, but also not look like this is something that's not a real business, because this is a very real business. So our goal is to help you if you got started this week or last week or a month, or you're just jumping in again after a year of utilizing this technology, you've fallen in love with it. Our goal is to help you understand how to jump into this technology in a beautiful way and how you can help yourself and your friends.
This is it.
Okay, so what we're first going to do is we're going to jump into step one. And John, I've already made you a co-host. So you unmute yourself at any time, because really, truly, I want this to be a tag team effort. We are going to talk about step one first. If you are new, the initial setup of of you jumping into LifeWave is very important. We want to help set the stage. First of all, how long should you be utilizing this technology? At minimum 1 month per decade that you're alive. And we always, and I know, John, I'm going to shut my mouth in a minute because I know you're going to help the situation. What do we do when we set the stage right here for how long somebody should use this, what to expect? What do we tell people?
So I'm guessing you're asking me that question. So
Yeah.
I always say, this technology is so important that we have to posture ourselves. And even if you're brand new and you are looking for that first brand partner or that first customer, you can't come from a position of desperation. You have to know. I'm telling you that this technology works. Brittany is telling you this technology works. David Schmidt is all over the internet and telling you that this technology works. So you have to come from a position of not desperation, and you have to say that if you are not willing to the person that you're talking to, like if I'm talking to Brittany, Brittany, if you're not willing to utilize this technology for 3 to 6 months. She says 6 to 12 months. You've got to figure out where that comfort level is. 3 to 6 months is a good thing to say, but if they say, well, I'm going to give it a try, then I'm going to say, Brittany, this probably isn't for you, this technology, because what we don't want to happen is Brittany comes along and she says, I'm going to give it a try. Well, right off the bat, when somebody says, oh, I'll give it a try, that Brittany's going to wear it for 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, oh, that didn't work. And then she tells all her girlfriends, oh, I tried that thing and it didn't work. Well, now she's done a disservice to the technology. And I think that this technology is too important. So we can't say that. We can't let her even join. I don't want her to join. I don't need her to join. I don't need her money. I want to help. And we all of us on this Zoom tonight, we all should come from a place of just a pure servant's heart, that we want to help people. This technology gives us that ability to really help people with their health. And the money will come. The people will come. As long as you want to help people, people will come. But you don't want them. You don't need desperation. You don't need to dupe anybody to try and, oh gosh, I hope they just do it at least for a month. No, you don't want to do that. So hopefully that helps. Brittany,
Yes.
I know we'll back and forth this.
Yes.
So I'll let you take over from whatever I missed.
Absolutely. No, that is exactly what I knew that you would say. And John and I have not practiced this. So even if you're watching this recording, John and I spoke earlier and I was like, John, we have to do this together because we do everything the same, right? And so it was very interesting because I will look at somebody. And so if you're new, I'm going to tell you, please come to the heart posture of this works. It's not on trial. This technology is not on trial. So are you all in to wear and give this a real opportunity to work? So if somebody says, I'm only going to wear it for a couple days, I, with all the love in my heart, I tell them, you know what, here's the deal. This is a dimmer switch. The longer that you utilize this little button, the more amazing things happen because your stem cells didn't go dormant overnight. They can't wake up overnight. So when somebody hears that, they're not jumping into your organization as somebody that says, I want something right now, right now, right now. And so that's really good to understand because you don't want that cancer in your heart because this technology works. And there's a lot of people that are praying for this and they don't even know it. So that's the first step. So thank you, John, for that. So step 2 is we're going to help connect people. And this is where John and I are really going to work back and forth with this. The first piece that we want to do when somebody jumps in. So this is such a twofold because if you're watching this or if you're on the replay or if you are brand new, we're going to
Hey,
do.
Britt, real quick
Yes.
before we do this step 2, in
Yes.
between the step 1 and step 2, I missed a thing that I should have said. We need to remember to keep this. I had a great talk with a buddy of mine named Tick. Some of us know Tick, and so this triggers a thought. We all need to have a way of keeping things simple. And
Yeah.
so the really neat thing is, again, I'm going to use Tick and I'm going to use Brittany as my two people. So Brittany is a person that I think, oh man, there's a possibility that she could want to build this business and utilize this technology. So I'm going to send her the thisisitinfo.com. And we had a wonderful Zoom last night. So I'm going to send that Zoom. I do the same thing the same way all the time. But I'm going to then conversely, and I'm not picking on Tick, I'm just using two people that I know. Tick is a guy that might be a little scared of network marketing. He might be that guy that says, man, if he sniffs networking or whatever, he doesn't care if it cures cancer. He's not getting involved with it because it's networking. So what I'm going to do is when I talk to Tick, I'm going to send thisisitinfo.com and I'm going to send him maybe that 9-minute John Harmon video that just talks about the technology that has nothing to do with the MLM side of this business, the networking side, the business building side. So that's a real important part of step one, is for all of us to have to understand who we're talking to, number one, and number two, have it duplicatable, do the same thing the same way all the time. But you have to know who you're talking to. Are you talking to somebody like Brittany? Are you talking to somebody like Tick? And we know the people that we're talking to, or we should kind of know the people that we're talking to. I mean, I met a bunch of new people today that I don't know who they are. So I'm going to assume everybody likes, the networking part of it. So I sent the thisisitinfo.com and the Zoom that we had last night. Now, I mean, I'm just throwing spaghetti noodles against the wall and we're going to see what sticks. But the people that I know, that I can make that determination. So does that help, Brittany?
Yeah, that's great. And we're going to jump into that right now. So that's perfect. That's the perfect segue. So when somebody jumps in, guys, this is what we're teaching them is the basic tools that John is actually talking about. So let's discover these together. I love this, John. So first of all, you just jumped in, or you have somebody that just jumped in with you. You are going to help them connect, and you're going to visit toptierstart.com. Now, this is where I want you guys to hear my heart. You want to walk through just to know what is necessary in that immediate moment. Okay, so the night that my husband and I jumped in, I had a friend with Lyme disease. I had a friend with a broken bone in her hand. She's actually on tonight. There were several people who I did life with, and I wanted them to know about the technology. I just needed a few little things. So if that is somebody, you want to show them the few little things, and I'm going to show you where to see that. Okay, so you're going to visit toptierstart.com. You're not going to just send it. You're actually going to show somebody toptierstart.com. So this is what it looks like. Okay. And so when you go to toptierstart.com, you're going to see, whether they're on a phone or a computer, a welcome video and a little video of who they're partnered with. But this is the first piece. If they do nothing else, you want everybody to understand that they are part of a community. That is super, super important. So if you're new, welcome to our community and our family, really, truly. So the first piece is you want them to join the school community, because we are part of championmakers.com, which is another organization that is our umbrella. And then the text thread that we have that will be a great place. And then join Patch with Purpose. So this is going to be a great place for your people to connect, just to talk about the patches, just to talk about the technology, nothing else. And then a calendar for your guests of where you can invite your guests to, and then our Facebook page, and then our YouTube channel, which you're going to be able to find this recording on our YouTube channel. If they are connected to just this and nothing else until they're ready, that is fantastic. That's completely great. And so you want them to understand those pieces. Next, you want them to know that there is a weekly schedule. So you saw that on the links, but the Monday morning call, if they do nothing else, we have a Sunday night call, which we're going to show you in a minute. But if they do nothing else, if they are connected, if they want to grow a business or love their people or introduce people, there's a Monday morning team call at 10 a.m. Central Standard. And if you work, we record it. So that, and you'll find that on the YouTube channel. So you see everything just kind of grows together. And you may not like Top Tier Start at all, and that's fine. Guess what? We plugged you into the school link with Danny and Diane, the Champion Makers team, so you can pick what works best for you. But the main piece is that you are linking people to the main things that they need to have access to. Now, next, you're going to, okay, this is your Top Tier Start. Okay, this is what it looks like. So next, I want you to come down here. Here's all your steps. And if you're just jumping in, you're saying, I just need to know the basics. That's why you're on this call tonight. The basics are right here. If you say there's 5 or 6 people that I really need to talk to, there's scripts to use, what to say. There's grab and go presentations. So you just want to show your people, look, if you want to run really quickly, let me show you these couple things. This is your Dr. Harmon video that John Hinckley was talking about. It's 9 minutes long. It doesn't talk about the business side. It just simply talks about the incredible technology that we have our hands on. You have a medical professionals video that's 26 minutes long with some of your leaders in our group that come together, and we came together to discuss the business and why they've incorporated this technology into their lives. And then the list goes on and on of grab and go presentations. So if you have an athlete that's your best friend and you say, look, I want you to look at this, just know the very top pieces and the tools. When you really dig deep into top tier start.com, there's steps, knowing your why, how to speak to people. When you really want to really dig deep, you can go through those steps. But today, this is a quick start guide of where do I find the most important pieces for me to introduce this to the people that I know and love. John, is there anything that I missed here?
Nope, you're rocking and rolling.
Great. Okay, so next piece that I want to do is I want to talk about testimonies. Now, there's a couple places in toptierstart.com that you're going to find testimonies, and I'm going to show you those. But a lot of times people are going to just say, well, I need a testimony right now for X, Y, and Z. YouTube is going to be your best friend. Guys, this technology is not on trial. So there's a lot of people that just go and upload their stuff on YouTube. So if there's a testimony that you say, I need LifeWave X39 testimony on broken bone, a lot of times you're just going to find that in YouTube. Now, if not, the next place that you can go is you can go to, again, your top tier start, and then right down here where it says patent studies and testimonies, this is probably the least utilized place and should be the most utilized place. We actually have Testimony Tuesdays here that are all Testimony Tuesdays of about 45 minutes long of just nothing but testimonies and how the technology works. And then the X39 testimonials, this is a private YouTube link that you have that you can come and grab any testimony that you really want. You can grab it, you can send it to the people that you know and love that you just want to get into the business immediately or just wear the patch immediately. If you know where the grab and go presentations are and your testimonies, you have a full throttle business because we are in not the convincing business, we are in the hope giving business. And so that's where I would say there. Anything else there, John?
Yeah, and that's really the deal. You said we're not in the what did you just say?
We're
The
not the convincing business.
that's right. Again, the from a position of non-desperation, this is really, if you think about it, this is really just a sorting business. Um, I mean, to get down to the basics, your some will, some won't, so what, who's next? You want to find the people like you that have a passion for helping people, that really love this technology, believe in this technology, and the money will come. I promise you, the money will come. But you don't need to be desperate. You don't need to drag anybody. You don't need to try to get anybody in for a month. Because if you're trying to convince people and drag them, is what I call it, man, you're going to be dragging them the whole time. You're going to have to always follow up. Did you order? Because they're going to be the ones that don't want to auto ship and things of that nature. So just know that you're looking for people like you. And if they don't want to do it for 3 to 6 months, next. That kind of help out a little bit, Britt?
Yeah, absolutely. And my favorite thing that I tell people is please honor me because I know that I thought about you for a reason. I am only asking because I want to be a part of your testimony. When you do decide that you're going to utilize this technology, please honor me and come back to me because I know that there's going to be 5 or 6 people that are going to come and talk to you because I see you hurting every single day and this technology will help you. But when you're ready, I'm ready to be there with you. And if they've jumped into the business and then all of a sudden they decide that they don't want to run right away, that's okay. I promise you with all of my heart, if your heart posture is to just help them and love them and be there when they're ready, they eventually will be ready. I have somebody that's on here that she jumped in a year and 4 months ago. My daughter actually is the one that told her about the technology, and she said yes, but then life got into the way. And then last night she came across my heart and she said, Brittany, I'm ready. I'm ready. I actually quit my job. She's actually a nurse. She said, I quit my job this week. I can't believe that you messaged me. I can't believe this. And she's ready. So you just want to remember that what you have your hands on is so special. I love what John said. They need us. We don't need people. They need what we have. So there you go. So next, we're going to talk about the back office because you've shown your people. Now, you, if you're new, now know the main pieces of top tier start. Okay. If you really want to get close into the fire and run like I did, then you're going to do step 1 through 10. Okay. We're not going to go over that. But I didn't do step 1 through 10 the first night or 2 days. I was just plugging people in that I loved that needed a miracle. And so if I would have had testimonies and a presentation and I know how to get in my back office, I'm ready. So if that's you, then that's fantastic. At your own pace, go through top tier start and go through 1 through 10. Next, we're going to go to the back office. This is so incredibly important, and there's only 5 major things that you need to know about your back office. First of all, when you log in, which I can't share my screen on this piece yet because everybody that I know has already logged in their back office. When you've just started at LifeWave, you want to go to lifewave.com. You should know your username and your password. If you forgot it, no big deal. I'm the queen of that. You're just going to say, forgot password, forgot username, here's my email, and then they're going to help you reset it up. Okay. But you're going to log in. You're going to select recognition information. They're going to say, do you want to be recognized? And this is very important because, like in the middle of our Hawaii trip, there are some people that did not want to be recognized because they're doing other pieces or other businesses as well. Their names will not show up on the trackers. So that's very important. Do you want your name on the tracker? And if your name is not on the tracker, it might be because you accidentally didn't select something. So that's a very important piece. You're going to say, they're going to say, what is your recognition name? What country are you in? That piece is very important. Then your social security number, if you want to get paid. So I have a lot of people that say, I'm skipping that because I'm not ready to share. Totally fine. You don't have to have it. You just click skip. But if you are going to share immediately, you do want to have that put in because that will help your e-wallet go that much faster. Then this is where we are going to move from here. So I'm going to come in under one of my best friends because I know she doesn't mind. And she's probably on actually. And so I'm going to click store. And this is where I'm going to walk all of my people through as I get them to lifewave.com into their back office. Is I'm going to say, okay, Ashley, you jumped in as core and you need to be on auto ship every single month, or you need to order 110 PV every single month in order for your business to always stay active. So you own your business, no matter what you make, Ashley, for 2 sleeves a month. 2X39s or an X39 in an Ice Wave or an X39 in an Eon. You're going to wear it anyways. You own your business for that as long as you're shipping every 30 days. She says, okay, fantastic. She jumped in at core. Well, what you want to do is you want to mark your calendar the day that she jumped in because she can actually pay the difference and go to upgrade kit under store in her back office. So you want to show her where she can do that because a lot of times we have people that jump in at core and 3 days later they go, oh my gosh, after they started their patches, I've got to get this for my son. I've got to get this for my daughter. I need to upgrade my package. You want to show them how to do that. So they go to store, they go to upgrade kit, and then it's going to say you're now leaving and moving to the upgrade process. And then this is how they're going to upgrade. So then the only place that she can go is premium. But if she went to core, advanced plus premium, so she can go and she can customize, select whichever package she wants to jump and upgrade to. And then this is actually empty. So she gets to pick what she wants to upgrade in. So this is super important for your people to understand that they can upgrade at any time. So please make sure that you teach them how to do that. Now, again, we want to make sure that we understand how to stay active. So when somebody jumps in, you always want to show them a couple of circles. Again, in their back office, very, very basic. Here's your store. This is how you upgrade. Right here, your PV always needs to be 110 and you can make as much money as you want to make. Okay. Then right here, what you want to do if they're not on a monthly subscription, they say, well, you can actually go to store and you can add patches to the cart and create a monthly subscription. And then you can help them check what their monthly subscription is. So that's all very important, that 110. The last piece, and I do not want you to overthink this, okay? But this is very, very important. And your upline is going to be a blessing to you, and myself and Rick and your sponsor is going to be a blessing to you. This is very important. When you log in, this right here, see your name up here? Do you see this change settings? The only thing that I knew, I'm dead serious, for 3 months was change settings. And the reason why is that this is a binary. A portion of your business is being built by the person above you, and obviously you're building your own organization. So you want to know how to build left and build right. So you're going to get back to the person that sent you this or back to the person that put you on this and say, hey, what's my strong leg? What is my strong leg? And if they say, well, on your left, then the first person or two people that you place into the organization, you're going to put on your left side. And you can learn all this later. We're doing just basics. Then you're going to log into your back office and you're going to switch to the right. Okay. And then you're going to go back and forth until we identify somebody that says, like John said, I want to move. I'm ready to impact lives. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you have 5 days to change people from left to right. So what you want to understand is that if you know these very basics, everything else will fall into place and we will make sure it does. Anything that I missed there, John?
Nope, got it.
Perfect. So that's your back office setup. Next, here we go. So we've identified the fact that somebody wants to build. We've identified the fact that they have people that they love that they want to introduce this technology to. No, they didn't go through TopTierStart.com's first 10 steps, but there are Brittany and Rick Francis who just love their people and they want to run. Well, our first goal is to help them hit manager. Okay, so this is what is really important. The points that you have in your PV circle, in this circle right here that I just showed you when you hit home, this always counts towards your rank, which is very interesting. Anything that you purchase, your volume will count towards your business. Your personal volume will count towards your business volume. So if you jumped in as premium and your business volume is 525, you already have 525 business volume points to hit first goal of manager, which is 750 total business volume points. Now, if you say, okay, Brittany, this is great. Now, how do I earn the other business volume? Then that is right here. We actually have a sheet. But the other place that I actually want to show you so that you know is that when somebody goes to lifewave.com and they say, oh my gosh, Jessie, I watched this. This is amazing. I'm going to join. They're going to go here and they have to obviously answer the questions, okay, which I normally fail at, but I think I just, then here, you're going to look at what points that actually falls into your organization, not just theirs. So if they say, John, I'm all in, I want the advanced package, you also now have 300 business volume points towards that 750. So guess what? You are now
Now,
a one-star manager.
yep.
Anything there?
Nope. 300 plus 525 is over 750.
You, there you go. And so all of a sudden, now guess what you've done? You've earned one-star manager. You've unlocked bonuses that LifeWave has. You've unlocked, basically, if you do it the first week, you've unlocked $100 in addition to whatever you earn, plus whoever else you put in, plus. But that's amazing. Now, if you turn around and you say, you know what, there's a lot of other people that I want to impact, and your total volume is at 1,500, guess what ends up happening? You are a two-star manager. Then, if you hit 3-star, which is now you are becoming a leader. Okay, so this is where John and I are going to break this down for you just a little bit. This is your goal. Once you hit 3-star manager, you've become a leader, and this is why. I put in John and I say, John, who do you love? And John says, my mom, my best friend, Jeff, Tick. These are the people that I need to put on the patch immediately. And John all of a sudden says, I really need to introduce this. You might have introduced this technology to 25 other people, like I did before somebody wanted to share it. But once you find a John, you get to help them build their business, their franchise. Okay. Because remember, this is a franchise, no matter how you look at it. So you can actually go, okay, great, John, I'm ready to help you. Put me on the phone with people. Let's use Rick and Brittany. Let's use our upline. Let's use our sponsor and our support team. And you are going to show them how to utilize all the tools on toptierstart.com. This is my favorite 9-minute video. If there is somebody that you know that struggles, you can call them, say, hey, can I send you a 9-minute video and put you on the phone with my business partner? We need to get you patched with this technology that I found. It's that simple. When you find somebody that you can lead, you are now a leader and you've now hit 3-star manager once their total volume is 1,000 volume. Now, every 30 days, all the volume starts. Every day you're going to see it change after you hit 30 days in the company because people, their volumes might drop until they auto ship, right? So this is where you're starting to build an organization of people who are sharing. So eventually your volume will never get under this. Your volume will never get under a certain point because you have people in your organization that have been taught this system, know how to love people, know how to onboard people, and are saying, who do you love? And eventually, like John said, somebody's going to go, oh, I love a lot of people, but I also am business minded and I know what I have my hands on. Let's go. John, anything there?
Nope. You just hope that you find a Rick and Brittany. You hope you find a Dave and Di Regis. You hope you find a Sherry Reed. You hope you find a Tick and Dusty Wilson. I mean, those are the. I mean, you hope you find a Jeff Anderson. I mean, that's the thing that makes this thing work. I mean, you have to find people like you that if you're in this business and you know that you're passionate about building this business, you got to find other people just like you. Um, and that's really, I mean, that's how this thing will work. And we want to get them to director, and she's going to talk about that, I think, right now, right?
I sure am. My computer went blank, like really black. So can you guys hear me and see me?
Yes.
Okay. So while my computer is not acting crazy, what I am going to say is that something that's important for all of you to understand is that there it goes. When you love somebody, you do not have to shy away from you do not have to shy away from the business. You do not have to. Okay. You can turn around and say, look, the business may not be for you, but is there anybody that you know and love that needs it? And if there is somebody that you know and love that needs it, let's put them on the call because they're probably praying for this. And I'm going to honor you. I'm not going to scare them away. And you can say, I'm never going to embarrass you, because that is our goal, is that we never embarrass anybody. We never push something, but we do give people an opportunity. You don't know what people are praying for. So that's very, very, very important. Giving them the opportunity to be runners in the business. Don't be selfish. Guys, don't be selfish. Because what happens if you don't plug people into the system or give them the opportunity to plug into the system is that you keep miracles from happening. And I very strongly feel that way. There are people, there are children that are speaking. Because of somebody's yes, because God used this technology to impact their life. And there have been children that are speaking that were nonverbal because their parents heard about this technology from somebody in this organization. So to me, this is something that is, I'm going to give you the opportunity to share. You never have to if you don't want to, but if you do, let me show you these pieces. Okay. So the next piece is hitting director. Once you hit director, there is going to be a huge opportunity here. So the total points that you have to hit director total in your whole downline is 5,000, and that will come. The more people that you love, the more it's going to happen. And the more people that you plug into the opportunity, the more people are going to say, you know what, this person, this person, this person, and you'll hit the 5,000. Once you hit director, you actually are opening up the full compensation plan in this business. Now, LifeWave has just announced that they are going to be adding money for director and above. So your goal should be that every single person is plugged into this, that you are introducing this technology, and that you are helping people who do want to win get involved and stay close to the fire so that they can also earn. LifeWave changed the compensation plan. Let me tell you guys something. I would have been the world's longest. I told my support team, Danny and Diane, I remember calling Danny and Diane and I said, "Am I the world's longest manager?" Because in the old compensation, I'd have to find two people that loved people. And it was very frustrating. In this way, it did not have to be that. I mean, Danny was so quiet. And I said, don't even answer that. I said, you just answered I am the world's longest manager. And he was like, I'm not answering that. And so do not get hard on yourself. This is a sorting business. And I don't know if Laura is on. Laura, are you on here? Because Laura said something that was she's not on yet.
Yeah, I'm on, Brittany.
Oh, yay. Okay, Laura, will you share what you said? Because it was so good.
Well, so I told you, I'm not sure, I may have heard it from Danny, and it's like some form of it, but I've been in my head a lot. I get the same probably feelings you may get about calling someone and then saying no, the rejection. Like, even as long as I've been in it, there's certain people that I struggle to reach out to. And Danny or someone said something to the effect of, getting your feelings hurt. So what they said and how I took it and what I'm really trying to implement is, if one of my friends got their real estate license and then told me, "Hey, Laura," and they called me, I got my real estate license. Are you in the market to sell your house? And I said, "No, I'm not." And they said, "Okay," like, I don't think they'd be really upset with me for saying, "No, I'm not in the market for that." But I also think that if they sent me stuff monthly when I was in the market, I would be open to talking to them about it. So I'm trying to look at it more that way. Like, I'm just educating people so that when they are in the market, when they're ready, or when they hear of a health concern that with a friend or a loved one, that they think of me and come to me.
That is so good. And
Perfect.
no pressure. No pressure, guys. I mean, that's the piece of the pie that you guys want to remember. And so, see, that is why out of 10,000 people, Laura Kelly she is literally our top in our business, because she just loves people and she wants to she has the same fears as all of us, of people thinking, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh." No, guys, people are praying for this. And if you don't give them the opportunity to hear about this technology or say, "Hey, honor me and come back to me," you could be blocking their blessing. So once you hit director, you're helping multiple friends impact lives. So let's say that it's Brittany and Rick Francis, and we introduce this to Kim, and we introduce this to Sally, and we introduce this to Shauna, and we introduce this to Laura. And Laura and Shauna say, you know what? I do love people and I do want to run. Or Laura sees so many things that she's like, I need to introduce this. And then maybe Shauna says, I need to introduce this. And then maybe Shauna quits, and maybe Shauna turns around and says, well, but my friend, I'm busy, but my friend down here that I introduced this to wants to run, and I might want to do this later. Guess what? That's still a line of business. So you are finding lines of friends. That's why it's very important for you to meet every single person that is invited to this business or to Patch and is wearing the patches in your lines from your friends. I don't care if it's 30 people down. It is your job to meet them, get to know them, and lead them. So that is the piece of hitting director. John, anything to add there?
Yeah, the crazy thing is, as she was just talking about, we had an old business plan and we have a brand new business plan that they just implemented at the beginning of November. Now they're even adding more. They just enhanced the compensation plan in November of 2025, and now they're even adding more to the compensation plan. So, man, if this doesn't scream opportunity, if this doesn't scream like the company is solid, this company's not going anywhere. I mean, they just want to keep giving us and helping us, spread the word. They want to help. I mean, they want to compensate us nicely for, sharing and helping people. I mean, it's nuts. I mean, I can't believe
Yeah.
they're adding more money. That's just insane.
Yeah, and this is something that's really important for you guys to remember. The reason why this company went to direct sales is not because that our scientists wanted to be a direct sales agent or direct sales company. It was because he was like, I'm going to pay advertisers, and somebody stopped him and said, this is life-changing. This technology is life-changing. You can't just put it on a commercial. It has to be very, very heartfelt. And then when the X39 was released, what if you would have seen it on a shelf in Walgreens? It would have never sold. So this is all about the heart and impacting lives. That is the only reason why this company is a direct sales company, and they are never shifting from that. When I say never, they're never shifting from that because that's how this company was built. And so the fact that they're doubling down was like, oh my gosh, amazing. Next, this is going to be your steps. So you've decided that there's a couple of people that you're just going to run. You just jumped in. You're not going to do the 10 steps first. You're just ready to run and you just want to tell a few of your people. And they say, yes, I watched the doctor video. I watched the 12-minute video. I watched the video of last night. I watched whatever it is. Okay. You're next going to enroll your friends. Here is the piece of the pie that is super important. Everybody has a different way to enroll their friends. The way that we teach is simple. Okay. So I'm going to do what John just said, which is keep it very simple. I print the form. And you say, Brittany, you're so old school. Heck yes, I am. And it works for me. So when you go to toptierstart.com, there is going to be many forms, many things that you have access to immediately. Where you find the form is right where it says, if you like to stay organized. There's two places that we have it here, but where it says, if you like to stay organized, here's your form right here. So you're going to click it. You can click it again and it's right there. If you say, you know what, I hate toptierstart.com, then you can go to school when you join the school community, and that's your resource library and you can find it there. The next place that you can find it is when you go to your right here, your enroll step 8. This is how you can enroll. This is how you enroll and connect. These are great videos. Here's your enrollment form there. We make it so simple for you to have and for you to be able to find so that you can print them. That is how we choose to do it. You may do it a different way. That is totally fine. And you can find that on step 8 of toptierstart.com. But we choose to do the form. Then you're going to help them decide which package. How many patch wearers are there in the family? Now, my husband and I, we have 4 children and everybody needed the patch. We jumped in at the premium because also we wanted extra sleeves of patches so that we could loan our friends while there's came in. Okay. Like my friend with Lyme disease, she was like, I need the patches right now, right now, right now, right now. And so I dropped, I'll never forget where I dropped the sleeve off in her garage. And then she gave me one when hers came in. So we help them decide which package is best. And your support team is going to help you do that. And if you don't have one, then I'm going to give you mine and Rick's phone number because we're almost done. And so you're going to fill out the order form. Okay. You are going to fill out the order form from start to finish. I do a very easy password so that I know it for every single person. Now I tell them you can go into your back office and you can change it if you choose, but I'm going to help you move left and right. And I'm going to help you. I'm gonna make sure that everything looks good. So I'm going to pick your username is going to be your first and last name, and then your password is going to be, and then I pick patches 1, 2, 3, 4 exclamation pointer. Okay, so I pick it usually, and I don't overthink it, and I put them in. And so if you say, okay, yeah, I can do that. So you're going to go to lifewave.com after you have the form filled out. So remember, after you have the form filled out, you can go and sign in under you. I'm going to do Ashley again for several reasons, actually. And what we're going to do is I have the form filled out. I'm going to click Enroll New, and I'm going to click Global Enrollment. It's going to look a little bit different, not much different on your phone. Click Join Now, and then here you go. Here's your different packages. You're going to select whichever one that you help them select. And if it's not all X39, I will tell you that we highly recommend, if you're going to do the X39, we highly recommend the Eon patch. If X39 is Batman, Eon is Robin, because Eon helps take care of the inflammation. We actually have a stem cell expert on here. I see her on here, and I cannot wait for her to start sharing. But because we're going to have her on. So I know you know who you are. But the Eon, when you don't have inflammation, then all of a sudden those stem cells can travel and triage faster. So the X39 and the Eon. Now, if somebody says, okay, I never am going to share with ever, I'm never going to share. That's fine. So you're going to go here. You're going to, again, sign in. Okay. And or actually, you're going to go to lifewave.com. You're going to find your name. Okay. And again, I don't send my link, but I'm going to show you how you can. You click change person, but this is Ashley. And then you're going to click shop. You're going to do this for them. I do this for my people. I've never done this actually, but I mean, you can. And then you're going to help them pick. Right now, there's this specialty, but you're going to help them pick what they want, all the patches, and then you're going to put it in the cart, and you're going to have all their information to create a cart and check out for them. That form I use for everything. Now, if you have a customer facing person like our friend Crystal, she is an incredible woman. She's amazing hairdresser in New Mexico. She's amazing. And she just wants to help people win and love people. She has a lot of customers. So she is going to go in and she might log in under herself and she might create a pre-populated cart. We're not going to cover that tonight, but what I'm going to tell you is if you say, I see a lot of patients or I see a lot of customers, so doctors, I am speaking to you right now because I know that there's quite a few on there. Get with us and your support team because what we're going to do is we're going to help you create a pre-populated cart. So you're going to enroll your friends, okay? You're going to click in organization, and then what you're going to do is you're going to send a welcome text and an introduction to your sponsor and your support team. And if you say, well, what on earth do I send? Well, I'm so glad that you asked that because we wanted to make that simple. When you go to toptierstart.com, it's going to come up in a minute. When you go to toptierstart.com, you are going to see that there's actually a copy and paste welcome. So this takes the thinking out of your, especially if you're new, this takes the thinking out of it. You're just putting people in and blessing people and getting them patched. There is a welcome text if they're a preferred customer. You're always going to put them in patching with purpose. Doctors always put them with patching with purpose because we can answer questions because you're working all day long. I tell them, hey, I want to set the expectation of how long to wear this patch. And here's a health tracker. I want you to track how you feel starting the day that you put this patch on. And by the way, this is what I want you to, so I don't just send the links. I say, by the way, I want you to keep this because this is how you're going to wear the X39. This kind of gives you some little hints and some bullet points of how to wear the patch. See how I'm automatically being a leader, even if I just enrolled one person. And then there's your copy and paste text. So obviously, you have to personalize this, but personalize it. And then if it's somebody that says I'm going to share, you're going to tell them their ID number, their username, their password. You are automatically a leader and you are on the way to being director. You know why? Because they know that you cared enough to love them and introduce them the proper way. That you put them in, that you plugged them into the Zooms, that you plugged them into the fire, that you plugged them into the family, that they feel loved, that they feel like they are not just a number. Because like I said at the very beginning of this, we are in the business to change lives. We will never, ever treat you like just a number. And if you've been treated like that, if you say, well, gosh, it might have been an off day because all of us are human, but we care. And you, as leaders, are going to care about your people because of your yes, their lives are going to change. Now, this is some vital information that I think that is really important. This is mine and my husband's phone number. So if you don't have a leader that you're like, okay, they're not quite plugged in yet, you have us. We're ready. We do this full time. My husband was out of the car business in 10 months, and this is all we do. This is what we love to do is impact lives. So if that's the case, here you go. This is our phone numbers, and we will absolutely help you find the heartbeat of this business. But I also want you to know that the closer you are to the fire, the hotter this business is going to be for you. We have much deeper videos to help you do all the things that you want to do. At toptierstart.com, you will not be led the wrong way. Toptierstart.com is only for business builders in your organization. So if you meet somebody in LifeWave that's already sharing it, please don't share toptierstart.com. This is just for you and it's just for your organization. We worked really hard to make it personalized to our business and to your business because we build differently. We've never built an organization before, so we really believe in hand holding and really believe in what we have our hands on, and we don't want people to just feel like they're a number. Sunday nights are an optional but amazing opportunity. Champion Makers Call. You'll get a notification once you go to toptierstart.com and then you join that text thread. You will actually be told about Sunday night calls. They're great calls. They're optional calls. We do cover a lot of the information on Monday mornings, but they do have a lot of great information. And Danny and Diane McDaniel, who are our umbrella, are an incredible couple that have meant so much to my husband and I, and so much to so many of you that they just pour in, but they've built before. And so because of that, we wanted something that would be also for people that hadn't, that were just excited to share this technology. So Mondays, we really make a must listen. So if you work, just go to the YouTube channel, like I said, at toptierstart.com. Remember, it's just this rotating thing. Where do I find it? Toptierstart.com. And watch the replay at our YouTube channel to stay in the know. So guys, I hope that this really helped. John, I think that we nailed this in 55 minutes, but what I'm going to do is
I was I
go
was gonna say I know that probably people's heads are spinning a little bit right now because they're like, man, that was a lot of information. But she really wanted to get that, just letting everybody know that there's just a really simple way. We just gonna keep it simple. And on these Monday morning meetings, we're gonna start breaking down just a couple pieces, and we're just going to eat the elephant one bite at a time and get everybody to director, at least director. I mean, because that's where the compensation plan totally opens up for everybody. But we're going to start, and we'll start slowing this down. But obviously, she was trying to be respectful of everybody's time. We had a little bit of information to get in that hour, and she did a wonderful job.
Well, we did this. And, guys, here's the piece that's so incredibly important is again, we hit manager, my husband and I hit manager the first night just because we loved several people that we knew needed it. So that's what the purpose of this video is for you to say, gosh, okay, my brother needs this. I jumped in last week. My brother needs this. My sister needs this. My uncle needs this. And my neighbor that is hobbling to the trash can right now needs this. What can I do and what can I share? If you have the enrollment form and you know where there's several grab and go presentations and they trust you, they're going to jump in with you. And you have all of us to help you along the way. So I'm going to actually stop the recording and I'm going to say, send this to the people that just jumped in so that we can help them get to director. And